Hey everyone out there on the YouTube, this is Story Dude, and I am here once again to read and comment on some of the more interesting and possibly weird or honestly traumatizing stories that we hear. Hopefully, we'll have some good ones today. Am I the a-hole for a pose I did in front of my boyfriend's family and friends? I'm a 24-year-old woman, and I was a gymnast in college, and I've gotten used to that being a topic of discussion when around new people. A few days ago, I was hanging out by the pool with my boyfriend, some of his friends, and family, and one of his cousins asked me if I could still do all the moves and stretches. I played along, put down my drink, and did a standing split, lifting my leg and holding it behind my head. It was a seemingly normal, cute moment, whatever. People clapped, we laughed, and moved on. Anyway, my boyfriend's sister mentioned to me that she thought it was inappropriate for me to do that in that setting. She said it was suggestive to do that in a bikini in front of a mixed audience. I told her I didn't agree. It was a very basic gymnast and even yoga pose, just all in good fun. Now I'm getting the cold shoulder. Am I the a-hole, and was I being naive? I don't know. I can see how, if you were wearing a bathing suit, how possibly some of your nether parts could have been exposed to the other family members. I guess that's your choice if you want to make that particular pose. Or maybe I'm imagining not the pose that you did, but it seems like it could have been shocking to more prude people. But, then again, they did ask you to do the pose, so what were they expecting? Not the a-hole. Anyone who sexualizes what you did, the problem lies with them. Yeah, but depending on what was, if part of her, nether regions were in front of someone's face, they can't be blamed for sexualizing. It is a sexual organ after all. But, they did ask her to do it, so again, what were they expecting? Not the a-hole. You were asked. You showed them you could. I mean, has her sister watched the Olympics and most of the summer games, including gymnastics? Women are basically in bikinis. I guess, do they ever have, wardrobe malfunctions at the Olympics? So, yeah, maybe I'll be checking that later on an incognito mode, probably. You're not the a-hole. They asked you and demonstrated that you could. What you were wearing at the time was chance on your side and likely made it easier to show your flexibility. Anyway, so kind of good luck, even. I would chalk it up to she's uncomfortable and not take it to heart as being innately inappropriate. Yeah, I guess, it's weird that it was out of all the people that spoke out against this, it was the other woman who's maybe just jealous of you and your awesome moves. Not the a-hole. She's the naive one for thinking that basic gymnast moves are suggestive. Yeah, not the a-hole. You did an immense amount of training to have those skills and should be proud that you can do it. I would ask her what it was suggestive of and what was inappropriate about it. Ask her if she's ever watched the Olympics and did she find that suggestive. Make her explain what she's trying to say is wrong. Congratulations on being so skilled. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm I'm a huge pervert because I think the Olympics are somewhat suggestive sometimes. Oh, that's just me. Let's move on. Obviously, I'm gonna start digging holes for myself. Am I the a-hole for defending my coworker after our boss gave her NBA tickets? What? I work at a restaurant as a line cook. There's a waitress named Elisa. Elisa is a very attractive woman, and our boss hits on her a lot. And it's really weird for two reasons. First of all, I'm pretty sure she has autism, so the remarks go straight over her head. Like once he said, "You look great when you wipe the tables down," and stared at her ass, and she said, "Thanks." Once she said, "Registers are closed, is there anything else you need me to do?" And he said, "Oh, I can think of a few things." And she said, "Oh, it's not my turn to mop, it's Jessie's," another waitress. The other reason it's weird is because Elisa is married and 24 years old. Our boss is 46. Her husband is a cool guy, too. She doesn't work much anymore, but every week or so when she does, him and their baby will come in and get dinner. He also picks her up because she doesn't drive, I don't think. So sometimes while he's waiting for her getting a beer or something, I'll talk to him. He's pretty chill. She seems like she's well taken care of. So the Lakers were in town lately, and often Elisa will wear a Lakers t-shirt. When there's a big basketball game, she'll wear a Lakers jersey. She's mentioned her and her husband are big Lakers fans. Our boss has season tickets to our local team and gave her 2 tickets to the game. I'm pretty sure he expected to go with her, but she obviously brought the tickets home and went with her husband. I'm pretty sure it was. My boss is complaining about it, calling that really rude and inconsiderate. I said, I don't know, she's a married woman. Why would she go to a basketball game with another man? And he said, I thought it was pretty effing obvious it was something for me and her and not her husband. And I said, so you thought a happily married woman who is a loyal wife would go on a date with someone over 20 years older than her? And I thought he'd laugh with me, but he eventually got really mad and sent me home. I'm planning on putting in my 2 weeks. I also plan on telling her husband about the boss's remarks about her. I've only spoken to him twice, but he seems like a smart guy and will know what to do. Maybe this wasn't my business, though, and I should have not just said anything. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I would like to mention I'm 100% positive she has no clue about the boss's remarks. There are times I've tried to ask her about table needs, and she just doesn't understand. Her husband is also well off, and this is not a job she needs at all. She has a huge wedding ring, and her husband drives a BMW M4, plus she's only there 1/2 shift a week. I have been asking around for the husband's number to try and talk to him about it, but yeah, I've gotten confirmation from an assistant manager that she does, in fact, have autism. She is a very attractive woman, though. I think it's possible the boss knows she isn't getting it and just gets a kick out of saying it anyway. And to me, that's even more scummy. Update, I got the husband's info and was able to call him and let him know the situation. Turns out he had no clue about this, and she also had no clue, which I suspected, and thanked him for letting him know. I don't think his wife will ever be returning to work. I also have an interview at a new restaurant as a line cook on Thursday. F this place. Yeah, totally not the a-hole there. You did good confronting your boss. It's, something not a lot of people would have done. Not the a-hole. This dude is a creep and power tripped when he sent you home. Putting your 2 weeks in is the right choice, and I would absolutely inform the husband. You might even have a case at your local, Human Rights Commission or employment discrimination, because he took an adverse employment decision about you based on either whistleblowing or reporting sexual abuse. You should look into that. You might be able to really put a nail in his coffin, so to speak. You're not the a-hole. She doesn't seem to pick up on his creepy comments, and I certainly wouldn't want to go with someone who made those comments. Of course, she was going to go with her husband. If your boss had a problem, he should have kept one ticket and just straight out asked her to go with him. Edit. Wow, this comment blew up. Thanks for all the upvotes. Wow, I could barely understand that when I was reading it. But I'm a little under the weather, guys. I think I have the flu. I'm a little spaced out. So, not the a-hole, and I don't know what country you're in, but in the U.S., his conduct amounts to sexual harassment, hostile work environment. It doesn't matter that his remarks go over her head. They're not going over your head. You're also a victim here. Yeah, you are a victim because he sent you home. It's not okay. And of course, your coworker probably has a discrimination case too. You should probably, again, talk to a lawyer. Not that we provide legal advice here at Story Dude Productions. We just read stories, but, we try to help when we can. I absolutely agree with telling her husband. You may also wish to keep in contact with her and her husband after you leave. If there's trouble like a lawsuit, you'll be called upon to testify. And if you can't get any video footage of his conduct, don't attempt this if it's not safe. That will help your case. Nah, dude, don't. Don't follow your crazy boss around with a video camera. I just let everyone know how old I am. A video camera. No one has a video camera. People use iPhones these days. I'm not the a-hole, and it's also weird because he's her boss, though I would consider talking to her first and asking how she feels about the boss's behavior before going straight to her husband. She may well be autistic, but she's also an adult human person, and it seems a little paternalistic. How about very paternalistic? You're not the a-hole, but go flamethrower on his little plan before he does something to Elisa. Well, it's really cool of the OP to stick up for her and, feel great. Feel great. No, I know. All right, I'm going to try to survive today. And thank you all for tuning in. And we'll be back soon again with another episode of Story Dude. Take care, y'all.